Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Now I want to discuss something here, which is sometimes you don't want your stocks to move higher. Yeah, I know that makes no sense, but I'm going to explain this very simply. Now you see your stock made a high here on a weekly closing high, and that's at 165.95. Now, if you want this stock to explode, a couple things have to happen. The main thing actually here is that it needs to settle down for 2 weeks below this price. We need 2 weeks of rest before any future breakout above that closing high of 165.95. That way you know that your stock has rested and is now ready for the next leg up. Otherwise, if it breaks out, for example, this week, today being Thursday as we come to the end of the week, let's say Friday it closes above 165.95, in other words, it breaks out next week, that's going to be a breakout after only 1 week of rest. Now this is a 2-year weekly chart. Let's take a look at a 1-year weekly so we can see what I'm talking about here. And so it's a closer view. We have 1-year weekly now, and again you can see here, let's say if it was to break out on Friday, that would be a breakout after only 1 week of rest, and that is not what you want. So sometimes you don't want your stocks to move higher because they would be pretty much messing up the setup. The setup is good on a weekly chart if you have 2 weeks of rest after recording a weekly high. So that becomes your new buy point, and again 165.95. So after this week, if it can close and stay below 165.95, any breakout after this week would be good enough because you'd have at least 2 weeks of rest after recording the most recent high right here. So sometimes you don't want your stocks to move higher so that they can have enough rest for the next leg up. And of course, this is based on our ongoing conversation, and we're talking about rest periods here that are necessary and needed before a stock can continue moving higher. So more information as we continue discussing this can be found on this playlist. Otherwise, we shall continue discussing this as we go along with the mentorship. So let's wrap this up. You'd need a breakout after this week, which would be 2 weeks, to suggest a fresh leg, and the stock would need to hold above 165.95. After this week, that would be legit. We can see here that your RSI continues trading well, and you want the RSI to also jump above 69.1 if the stock is to continue trading well. And we can also see that as we've been watching this one, the monthlies look good in terms of the technical picture. You got your RSI continuing to trade at 3-year highs, MACDs continue to trade at 3-year highs. So looks good, meets the minimum requirement. All we need here is a stable market to sideways market. And also, if you want to see a major move here, RSI must move above 69.1 on the monthly time scale. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. Again, sometimes you don't want your stocks to move, otherwise they will be violating the setup. Peace. I am out. Mwah.